Let me preface this video by saying I'm not a great cook and I don't like cooking. But one thing I need in my kitchen is a crock pot. It must be an actual crock because the other newer coated ceramic, none of those are as good as the actual crock. You can take any recipe and slow cook it for hours and it's going to be delicious. And just for your information, I always buy these little liners because I know for a fact, these cut down on my cleaning afterwards. They're really, really easy to use. I'm going to put this in here so that I don't have to do as much flushing. The crocks are not easy to clean. That's why people like the ceramic ones, is because they're so much easier to wash. But if you soak this for a little while with some dish soap in it, then give it a little scrub, it's going to clean right up. And even more so, if you go in the dishwasher and if you put a liner in it, there's almost no cleanup required. I know the liners don't affect the taste. They don't mess up what you're doing. So easy peasy. I just use them and use them for years. What I'm about to make is cheeseburger soup. It's a cold, cold, cold day. We're under winter advisor here in Lafayette. Yes, even in Lafayette. And so I'm just going to do something super simple. And I'm telling you what, you cannot make something wrong in the crock pot. I just never have, and you won't either. So let me show you what we're doing here. I had pre-cooked hamburger meat in the crock pot. In fact, so easy. You just put it all in there and let it cook all day long. So we're going to take this, about 2 pounds of hamburger meat. We're just going to put it all in there. Oh, I'm going to need a spoon. And then I had a little bit of meat left over from another day's meal. And I'm going to put that in there too, because why not? You do not have to pre-cook the meat. It really only takes about 2 to 3 hours on high, or 4 to 6 hours on low, depending on how much meat. But I have 10 pounds of ground beef, so I cooked it so that I would have extra for other recipes. The next thing is 2 cups of broth. And the thing when you're doing a crock pot is that you do have to have liquid in it, even if it's just a little, because it's kind of like steaming food. So you must put liquid in it. Since this is a soup, we're going to do 2 cups of the broth, and then I'm going to put some tomato paste. What I really needed was tomato sauce, so I'm just going to make my own. It's going to be fine. And I'm serious when I tell you that if you're missing an ingredient here or there and you're cooking it in the crock pot, doesn't matter. It's still going to turn out great. So that's why it doesn't bother me that I don't have the sauce. Just going to add some broth to this paste, and that's going to be good enough. So yes, I need extra broth, because this needs to be watery to make the soup base. It's easy. If you're using actual sauce, it has a few more seasonings. If you're just needing it for a base, it doesn't really matter because you're going to put seasonings in there anyway. I love these measuring cups. They're not a mixing bowl, but they are a mixing bowl. That's why, because you could do everything in them, but they also have measurements on the outside, and I use them for everything. You see that? I just made sauce that easily. And this particular recipe needs 2 cups of milk. It's all going to work together. This may seem weird, but it's all going to work together to make delicious soup. And these are ish. These are not exact measurements. One thing you want to be sure and do is once you get your crock pot going, don't open the lid and test your food every hour. Let it cook for several hours. And then about halfway through, I always do 8 hours on low. Then about halfway through, give it a stir, give it a taste, and see what seasonings you need. We're going to add some flour to this because we want it to be a thick base. And here we've got some Montreal steak seasoning. And this Montreal steak seasoning smells good. I'm going to do a little extra. And because you have so much liquid in there, it doesn't hurt to do a little extra flavoring that way. Oh, I'm almost out. I better order some more. And then I'm also going to do a little bit of garlic powder, because who doesn't love garlic powder? Just a little. Typically, if you're going to do something in the crock pot, save the saltiest spices for later in the cooking, because it affects the way the tastes are. And then give it a little stir, but really sometimes I don't even do that much. I'm only doing a stir right now because I have the flour in there. Let's let you have a look here. And the flour needs to be kind of absorbed in, you know? It already looks great. This will cook now for, I'm going to let it cook all day, and I don't have to mess with it again. I'll probably come back in a few hours and check it. And about midway through, I'm going to put some of this bacon in there, but really the bacon's meant to be the topping. I'm going to use it to give it some extra flavor. I'll probably do about half cooked fried and half in the bowl, not the bowl, half in the crock pot. Then all you do is you start it on low and you're done. You're done with your cooking for the day. Another great thing about this is you can place the crock into the refrigerator to serve later, or you can get this all ready, stick it in the crock pot overnight, and then when you're leaving for work the next day or you got something busy going on, stick it into the base and cook it. So it can be all ready. And then you can even store it back in the fridge, and when you want to warm it up, put it back in a base. Let the crock come to room temperature before starting the heat aspect of the base part of it, because you don't want to crack your pot. Although my crocks have always lasted about 10 years. But then they do start to get little micro cracks, and then the cracks continue to spread. But if you're looking at your crock and you see the little micro cracks, don't get rid of your crock. Keep it.